what the black man and woman needs to know about the nation, about the world, about themselves. Muhammad Speaks It. To order your 12-issue subscription to Muhammad Speaks newspaper, 313-371-7033. 313-371-7033. Kareem Bean Pie is the grand champion of all bean pies. The rich flavor and smooth texture takes this pie to a whole new level of delicious. One bite and you'll understand why people all over the country call daily to order Kareem Bean Pie. 313-371-7033. That's 313-371-7033. Kareem Bean Pie.
This bean pie is delicious.
Muhammad Speaks presents Messenger Elijah Muhammad's Teachings by Minister Khalil Shabazz every Sunday from 2 to 3 p.m. at Muhammad's Temple of Islam, 12609 East McNichols Road in Detroit.
Brothers and sisters, we rise for prayer. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, all praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the Beneficent, the Merciful, Soul Master's Day Judgment in which we now live, the alone that we serve and the alone seek for thine help and aid. O Allah, please guide us on the right path of those upon whom thou bestow thy favors, not on the path of those upon whom thy wrath is brought down, nor those who go astray after they heard thy teachings. Say he, Allah is one God. Allah is he of whom nothing is independent, but upon whom we all depend. He begetteth not, nor is he begotten, there is none like him. And I bear witness that none is earth to be served, worship, or praise besides Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. And I bear witness that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is that true servant and last apostle. Ameen. We'd like to acknowledge the brothers and sisters that extended us the greetings of Assalamu Alaikum. We have Sister Hala Brooks of California. We have Brother Mikhail Shabazz of Arizona. We have Brother Captain Hakeem and the Believers in Richmond. We have Brother Mustafa and Sister Sharice Ali from Ohio. And we'd like to say to Brother Willie James, we received your gift and we really appreciate it. I just want to give him a round of applause for Brother Willie. We received your gift and we really appreciate it. So today, we'd like to talk about the 4 great judgments of Allah. Because we've seen past week that Texas had a big flood. And the thing that I want to talk about is not only this big flood that America has seen in Texas, but I want to talk about how everybody now act like they getting it from God to warn the black man about what's going on in America. Yesterday, I was blessed. I was listening to this nigga bus stop yesterday, doing my usual thing. I was online yesterday and I saw he was on live. So like I always do, I went on his live and started talking about Elijah Muhammad. They blocked me as usual. You know, I was doing my usual thing. So I'm watching about an hour and 20 minutes in. He started talking about me. The name of the video was Resisting Religious Chains of Oppression. So I'm real flattered that this nigga mentioned me. Because I always knew that the nigga be watching. Always knew. But now I know that the nigga is watching. Not only is this nigga watching, but he showed the video where I was talking about that nigga Deacon Ethan. I was happy. He ain't stopped there. He showed the video where I was talking about that nigga Captain Amaziah. I'm like, wow. So he showed the video where I was talking about that nigga Yanni. He showed all them niggas in there how I was talking about him as the dumb line bishop. Then the nigga showed me while I was in there debating Captain Tazaria. I was happy to see it. I wasn't happy to see it because the nigga was showing me. I was happy to see it so that all them Israelite niggas can know that it's believers in the message.
That's right.
Who love the message.
Yes.
And who ain't gonna sit back and take these attacks by these niggas.
Yes, sir.
That's why I liked it. I like to see how all them niggas that I was talking to was sitting in there. So them niggas heard exactly what I was saying. So when the nigga was talking about when they called us, of course the nigga was lying. The call is online. You can go listen to it if you want to. But the part I want to address that the nigga said. The nigga said that I say they copying from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, but the nigga say he ain't. So that's what I want to deal with today. When we talk about the 4 great judgments of Allah, because this flood in Texas is one of the 4 great judgments of Allah.
Yes.
Now let's start with the June 29th, 1957 Pittsburgh carry. The title of the article is called The Bloodshedder, and it comes from Revelation 16:6. First, we gonna read Revelations 16:6. Verse 1 says, it says, and I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to 7 angels, go your way and pour out the vials of the wrath of God upon the earth. Verse number 2 says, and the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth. Verse number 3 says, and the second angel poured out his vial upon the sea. Then it says, verse 4 says, and the third angel poured out his vial upon the rivers and foundations of the waters. Then verse 6 says, for they have shed the blood of the saints and prophets, and thou hast given them blood to drink, for they are worthy. That's a lot in that to break down. First, we gonna break down verse number 1. How does verse number 1 apply to the message? Because we don't believe in a spook. We believe in a true and living God. We don't believe that a spook is causing the 4 great judgments of Allah. We believe that these 4 great judgments of Allah is happening by the power and authority of Master Farad Muhammad. So let's break down the first verse. It says, and I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to 7 angels. Who was that voice that he heard speaking to these 7 angels? Master Farad Muhammad's voice.
Yes, sir.
Master Farad Muhammad speaking to 7 angels. It says, go your way and pour out vials of wrath of God upon the earth. That's Master Farad Muhammad speaking to 7 angels. How does that connect to the message? First, we got to go to when the messenger was beefing with J.B. Stoner. The messenger and J.B. Stoner, which was the Ku Klux Klan leader, got into it in 1957. They got into it in the Pittsburgh carry. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad was whooping J.B. Stoner with the Bible so much that J.B. Stoner threatened the messenger. What did the messenger tell J.B. Stoner when J.B. Stoner threatened the messenger? That applies to this verse number 1. This comes from the August 22nd, 1959 Pittsburgh carry. It's called Justice for the American So-Called Negroes. The messenger says, J.B. Stoner, Imperial Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan leader, who claims to be the arch leader, is trying to stir up trouble for me or for the Muslims, and especially me. But I think and can say with certainty that if his people trying doing such evil to my people, who are at peace with Allah and and the world, they will baptize themselves into trouble that is not peace. If the Imperial Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan attempts to be carried out on us, I will seek only Allah for our protection. He says Mr. Stoner knows that 7 powers of Allah are ever ready to defend us in this resurrection, and he is not enough for one of the 7.
Enjoying the show? Help keep us on the air. 313-371-7033. That's 313-371-7033 to make a donation.
This the message. Talking to JB. JB Stoner, everybody wants to try and test the messenger of Allah. They want to see, is he really going to do, or is he really about what he talking about? Or is he really even the messenger of Allah? So J.B. Stoner wanted to test the message. Because they say experience is the best teacher. Because the messenger said that the white man always knew that Allah was coming. He said they just didn't know when. So the messenger said when he wrote the Bible, he hid the truth from us, but he knew the truth. That's what we got to understand. The Bible is not a book that the white man wrote and just put truth in it for niggas to just figure out. He put the truth in the Bible, but he hid it from us. So he put it under signs and symbols. He talked about God as an angel. He talks about God as a spirit. He talks about beasts and dragons. That's to hide the truth from us. Yes, sir. But the white man always knew the truth. So when the messenger was talking to JB, he said there's 7 powers of Allah that's ever ready to defend us in this resurrection. Because the messenger didn't believe in a spook. He didn't believe in a spirit. He believed in a true and living God. Yes, sir. He didn't believe in that God because he heard it or he had a vision. He didn't believe in that God because he had a dream. He believed in that God because he came in person. Yes. God came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, July 4th, 1930. Yes, sir. He is the long-awaited Savior. He came to Black Bottom, Detroit, seeking to save that which is lost. So when Master Farad Muhammad came to Detroit, he found one from among us, one of the lost found. A black man who was blind, deaf, and dumb like the rest of us. But he saw that the messenger said he was made of the right material. Allah knew that the messenger was dumb. And the thing that was special about the messenger, he knew he was dumb too. That's what separated the messenger from all the rest of the niggas that was in the room. Other niggas is dumb, but they don't know they dumb. That's all of our problem. Because I'm dumb too. But I didn't know I was dumb. I didn't know I was dumb till I saw the messenger. But the messenger told us he knew he was dumb. He said, I was so far down in the mud, all you could see was my eyeballs. So when Master Farad Muhammad came, this black man who knew he was dumb. But when this dumb black man heard Allah, he was actually smarter than the rest of us. That's one thing about Allah. You could be dumb, but you can still be smarter than the rest of the dummies. So Master Farad Muhammad could see that the messenger was smarter than the rest of the dummies. Because when the messenger saw Allah, when he walked up to him to shake his hand, he said, you the one that the Bible been talking about and predicted to come for the last 2,000 years. Master Farad Muhammad said yes. But who knows that but you? That was the messenger. So the messenger met God. He met that true and living God who came in person. So the messenger said that true and living God taught him night and day for 3.5 years. He taught him the knowledge of both books, Bible and Holy Quran. Because he said the white man fixed the Bible. He fixed the Bible and gave it to the black man. So we never understood what it meant. But the messenger understood. Because he was taught the Bible by Allah. So when the white man, who had been terrorizing the black man for centuries, heard the messenger say, is 7 powers of Allah ever ready to defend us in this resurrection? And you know, you're not enough for one. Because when you read about these 7 powers, let's read the verse again. It says, and I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the 7 angels, go your way and pour out the vials of the wrath of God upon the earth. It says, and the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth. That's one angel who got power to pour out the judgment of Allah on the earth. Then the second angel poured out his vial upon the sea. So now that's another power of Allah. Has power over the sea. The messenger talked about how in universal corruption, how the Holy Quran says there's corruption on the land and the sea. He talked about how the white man has warships and warplanes in the sea. These warships and warplanes travel in the sea to conquer other people, spreading their corruption universally on the land and the sea. So there's 7 powers of Allah. One of those powers is dealing with the land. All the land. Another one of those powers is dealing with the sea. One power is dealing with all the aircraft carriers, all the submarines, all the airplanes from the Navy, the Coast Guard, the Air Force, the Marines. One power of Allah. So the messenger told JB, you're not enough for one of them. So JB understood what the messenger was saying. So let's read what JB was doing. This comes from the Chicago Defender September 24th, 1960. It says Muhammad draws 3,000 at first Atlanta meet. It says Police Chief Herbert T. Jenkins and head of detectives Everett Little reported to a group of Muhammad's national officials that the last issue of the Ku Klux Klan organ, The Rebel, had stated it would call for a show of force of the Klan in the area where Messenger Muhammad was to hold his meeting. This is what the police chief and other detectives told the messenger when they came, because there's so much we can get into about this little incident, but we don't have time. But the short version, because I heard Jeremiah talking about it, because Jeremiah was the minister in Atlanta during this time. Jeremiah said, when the police told them that the Ku Klux Klan was going to hold a rally and a march through the messenger's meeting, Jeremiah said they simply told him, we don't want to be responsible for what happens if the Klan holds a rally and disrupts our meeting. Simple and plain. Wasn't a lot of wolf tickets sold. They just heard the police chief say, you know, in the last issue of The Rebel, the Klan say they gonna have a march through y'all meeting y'all supposed to have. So Jeremiah and them told the police, if the Ku Klux Klan have a march and disrupt our meeting, we don't want to be responsible. They the ones who, we're peaceful people. That's what you would hear from Muslims every time you knew it was about to be a fight. We are peaceful people. We're not bothering them. We just come here to have our meeting. But if they come to disrupt our meeting, it's going to be something, like the messengers say, other than peace. So we want to let you know like you letting us know. We appreciate it. But if they march through our meeting and disrupt it, we don't want to be the ones responsible for what happened. So the article goes on. It says no Klansmen showed up, however, because Jeremiah say they was going back and forth with the Klan. Because before the meeting, to show how military and militant the Muslims were, before the messenger came, it was Muslims going around checking the perimeter, checking the building, checking the buildings around, and they were just like the FBI and the Secret Service. I admire them brothers with the messenger. Them brothers was down for the fight. They were, not only did they have to check, but they checking the building, going through all the rooms, going on top of the roof, looking at other buildings, looking like a sniper can be right there. That's a place that somebody can go and have. Let's go check that out and have brothers standing at perimeters, just like you would do in the military. One last thing. I remember I was watching The Messenger during the 1965 Savior's Day. Now, I was in the military. I know military tactics and strategies with snipers and all of that. So I always was wondering when I would look at it, why do they got so many mics around the messenger? He only need one. But they got mic, tall mics, short mics, mic over here, mic over there. So I was reading one of the brothers, an article that I was reading. They said that each one of them mics was planted so that a sniper wouldn't have a shot to shoot the messenger. That's how the FOI was with the messenger. You had a mics that was low down here, mics that was up here, mics that was set. I'm like, why they need so many microphones? The messenger was a soldier.
Yes.
Some of them mics was taller than the messenger. I'm looking like, why they got so many mics? And then I just happened to read an article the brother said so that a sniper, if it was, we already checking everybody. We got Muslims all around the messenger. But if we slip in, a nigga get in. The nigga still, and when the shot fired, we own this nigga. Or this hunky or whoever it is. That was the message. So the messenger told JB, it's 7 powers of Allah ever waiting to defend us in this cause. Because not only did the messenger teach us that Master Farad Muhammad was going to set this war off, he taught us in Revelations 18:1. When it says, I heard a voice from an angel speaking with a loud voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, is fallen, and has become a habitation of devils. That also is Master Farad Muhammad. I'm getting at something with Bishop. Just be patient till I build it up. Because this nigga is copying the message. All these small hat Israelite niggas was somewhere with their knees shaking when the messenger was out teaching the black man about God in person. They wasn't telling the black man or coming stepping to him, saying, I'm not looking for nobody's help but Allah. He didn't say the Most High. He didn't say, I'm looking to the God of it. No, I'm looking to Allah. And he talking JB man to man. He said, and Mr. Stoner, because the messenger wasn't a disrespectful black man like this chump nigga Bishop. Messenger showed everybody respect. He getting that JB, but he called him Mr. Stoner. He say, Mr. Stoner knows that is 7 powers and he ain't even enough for one. That let you know how much of a, you don't have to disrespect people. Be courteous and polite. That's how I wanted, I'm just stuff coming to my mind. We gonna get back. But when I was in the military, to show me how I see Bishop and why I talk about these chump niggas like I do, I'm not afraid of them. One of the reasons why I'm not afraid of them is because I came up in the world's greatest Navy. I was around the world's greatest Marine Corps. And the first thing they teach you about being a soldier is respect. That's the first thing you learn in boot camp. Because most people from the street think that disrespect makes you man. You think if a person disrespects you, it makes you manly to up the disrespect over that person. That ain't a soldier. So when you go to boot camp, the drill instructor intentionally disrespects you all the time. Your response is always, yes, sir. Go, Sean, I remember how they used to do us. They would show us one time how to make up our rap. We had to fold a sheet in a perfectly 90-degree angle on all 4 sides. You got the top sheet that you gotta have perfectly 90-degree angles on all 4 sides. Then you had a top sheet that you got to have a 90, like it was so many inches that the fold had to be on the top. Then you had to have a 90-degree angle on both sides of that, plus your pillow had to be perfectly in the middle. The blanket that you put on top, it was so much stuff that you had. He told us one time, he give us 5 minutes to do all that he told us to do. So now he coming to inspect us. If you get one thing wrong, you got to do the whole thing all over again. They don't just say, nah, you was close. All you did was you messed up just a little bit on one of your angles. No. They going through all, they see one, they take the mattress off and just throw it in the middle of your sheet, your pillow. Then you got to go get it and make it back up again. Then they go to, because you standing at attention in front of your rack. You looking at the next person like, dang, because you know he know how to do it better than you. Now you just waiting for your turn. You better not be like, why you throw no? You just pick it up, take it and do it again. When we used to march, we used to have to be in perfect formation. You had a drill instructor just looking here, grab you and put you supposed to be like this. You, yes, sir. That's how it is in the military. No disrespect. So then when you complete boot camp and you in real life situations, you know how to control your emotions. That's how a soldier will know how to deal with the police. Yes, sir, no, sir. Where you going, nigga? Going home. Where you coming from, nigga? Work. Let me see ID, nigga. Here you go, sir. That's how a soldier's supposed to act. Because the police officer will recognize, I can't trip him. He different. Because just like the drill instructor, they trying to set you off. But when they can't, then they'll pipe down. Because now they like, is he in the FBI? What kind of special training is he in the Green Beret? What kind of special training do he have to be able to control himself? He clean cut. He shaving. He got a low haircut. He must be a part of some special tactical units or something. Let me chill out with him. That's just being respectful. Being clean and neat like a soldier. But when you see these dirty niggas in IUIC, these niggas ain't soldiers. Why would God choose a dirty nigga like him? You supposed to see a change. Yes. Just like when you go to the white man's military, you see a change. You see a person who used to be sloppy. A person who used to not be neat. Didn't get haircuts. Didn't shave. Didn't be respectful. Now he walking in, yes sir, no sir. That's a soldier. That's what the messenger was. He was a soldier. Telling the white man about the true and living God. Because he a soldier too. The messenger said that Allah is preparing himself for this final war. That's what the messenger taught. Now let's get back to this article. Because there's more in this article that the messenger taught. The messenger says, hold up. This comes from the June 29th, 1957 Pittsburgh Carrier. It's called The Bloodshedder, and it comes from Revelation 16:6. It says, according to the word of Allah God and history of the world, since the grafting of the Caucasian race 6,000 years ago, they have caused more bloodshed than any people known to the black nation. Born murderers, their very nature is to murder. The Bible and Holy Quran Sharif are full of teachings of this bloody race of devils. They shed the lifeblood of all life, even their own, and are scientists at deceiving the black people. Then the messenger goes on. He says their every cry is to beat, kill the so-called Negroes. Maybe the day has arrived that Allah will return to you devils that which you have been so anxious to pour on the poor innocent so-called Negroes, as you love to shed the poor innocent blood of your Negro slaves, and plan to kill me for teaching them the truth, that they may have friendship with their God and people. Allah will give you your own blood to drink, like water, and your arms and allies won't help you against him. Revelation 16:6. Because in this verse, after it talks about Master Farad Muhammad talking to these 7 angels, the last verse, verse number 6, is the good part. It says, for they have shed the blood of the saints and prophets, and thou hast given them blood to drink, for they are worthy. That's what the messenger taught. We can break this scripture down. It says, for they have shed the blood of the saints and the prophets. Who is that talking about? That's talking about the Israelites. The Israelites are the murderers of the prophets. That's one thing that Allah came to teach the black man. Because we got to go, the next thing we got to read. We have to read how ministers for the messenger used to talk about the Israelites. Because one of the things that this nigga Bishop said in the video, he of course played the part where Farrakhan says we are the true children of Israel.
Black people of America are the real children of Israel. And we are the choice of God.
Of course he played that part. Because he said I be disrespecting this hypocrite like they don't disrespect. He was playing the real narc. I can't believe. Why would he call me the dumb bitch? Why would he disrespect Farrakhan? Y'all be talking about Farrakhan. You talk about how he do Scientology. The same stuff I talk about this hypocrite for, you do too. Because the difference between me and them, they want to just make him look bad so they can look like they better than him. I want to teach the people that he a hypocrite. So he said that, you know, Farrakhan is teaching his people that we the true children of Israel. So we got to show how ministers for the messenger used to teach about Israel. Because this last verse, number 6, that the messenger is pointing out to us in bloodshed. It says, for they have shed the blood of the saints and the prophets. We didn't know we the saints. We just thought we were just some niggas who ain't nothing. Bishop be talking about we cursed because we didn't follow some laws. The black man was never cursed. That stuff in Deuteronomy 28 is not talking about the black man. That's why the messenger said you must have a thorough knowledge of self. Moses never came to the black man. Moses came to the white race in the caves and hills of Europe. But when the white man wrote the story, he wrote it to hide the truth from the black man. So when he writes about Moses in the Bible, he talks about Moses going to Egypt. Moses never went to Egypt. Moses went to the caves and hillsides of Europe. But the Bible talks about a man like Moses. The man like Moses is the messenger. But because like Moses civilized the white race and put them on the road to rulership, the messenger would do the same for us. That's right. So when the white man wrote about Moses, he did it to hide the truth. So instead of saying that Moses went to the caves and hillsides of Europe, he said that Moses went to Egypt. And Moses went to a people that was enslaved for 400 years. That's the message. Yes. We the only people on earth that been enslaved 400 years. All this stuff that these niggas be talking about, you will spread all over that's garbage. Yes, the black man was never cursed. The black man was kidnapped by the white man. Yes. We was never cursed. Even when the Bible talking about, the nigga make you think. It's true. We got to depend on the white man for everything we have, but we not cursed. We blessed. Yes. We was blessed when we was kidnapped. Because the Bible or the Holy Quran version of the black man is better than the Bible. Because when the Holy Quran talks about the black man, it says that Islam is the nature of the black man. We talking about Holy Quran 30 verse 30. It says Islam is the nature of the black man. It says not only is Islam the nature of the black man, it says you cannot alter what Allah has made or created. We the created man. You can't alter the fact that we are direct descendants from Allah. You can't alter that. No matter how much you try, the white man tried. He tried to destroy us. He tried to do all that he could to make the black man wicked and evil. But it didn't work. Because you cannot alter what Allah has created. The earth was created by the black man. Yes. The earth was created as a home for the black man. You cannot alter what Allah has created. That was the purpose of the earth. Yes. The black man created all the vegetation on earth. Yes. The black man created the sun, the moon, the stars. That's what we created. So who gonna curse the black man? It's impossible to curse the black man, even though we under the white man now. He done robbed us of a knowledge of self. We completely deaf, dumb, and blind, but we not cursed. The messenger said in the Holy Quran, Allah talked to the devil. He made a deal with the devil. He gave the devil 6,000 years to rule. That's why we in this condition. We ain't in this condition because we cursed. Right. We in this condition because God made a deal with the devil. He gave the devil 6,000 years to rule. And he told him at the end of 6,000 years he was going to destroy the devil. We ain't cursed. But let's get to how ministers with the message used to teach about Israel. This comes from the August 22nd, 1969, Muhammad Speaks. This comes from Minister Yusuf Shah. He was the minister of Temple Number 2 in Chicago. He said last week we discussed prophecy by Jesus concerning the coming of the last messenger of Allah. Jesus prophesied that not only would the last messenger teach us the truth of Israel, to whom Jesus was sent, but the last messenger would teach us into all truths. Jesus' office terminated with Israel, and Jesus was not a prophet sent to convert Israel to Allah, for the conversion of Israel could not have been accomplished due to the nature in which Israel was made. So now you got this dumb nigga bishop who's saying he's Israel united in Christ. He don't know that Jesus' position ended with Israel. Jesus don't have no more power, no more authority. He can't hear your prayers. He died like everybody else. Let's read one more time what the brother said. He said Jesus' office terminated with Israel, as Jesus was not a prophet sent to convert Israel to Allah, for the conversion of Israel could not have been accomplished due to the nature in which Israel was made. Now you might ask the question, if Jesus couldn't convert the Israel to Islam, why was he sent to them? Why would Allah send a prophet to a people who can't even convert because their nature is wicked and evil? The messenger said, Allah never sent one prophet to convert Israel to Islam. He sent them prophets as warners. That's what we got to understand. If the prophets were sent to Israel to tell them you got the covenants with you better than everybody else, you can do what you want to do, and I'm still going to love you. I'm still going to love you no matter how wicked and evil you is. Why would they want to kill the prophets for telling them that? But when you got a prophet that just come to warn you, so you know you only got 2,000 more years to rule, that you don't want to hear that. Because none of the prophets, Jeremiah didn't come to convert the Jew. Isaiah did not come to convert the Jew. Elijah didn't come to convert the Jew. Gee, none of them. Moses, none of them. They were sent as warners. So then another prophet comes. So y'all just some wicked and evil devils. It's a shame what you do. But now, you only got 1,400 more years to rule. They like, go kill him. We don't want to hear him. When a person announced the coming of the prophet, the coming of the message, they want to kill the person who's making the announcement. That's the Jew. That's the Israelite. Hate the prophet. Because the prophet not coming to tell them the covenant is with Isaac. He not telling them that they special. He tell them you wicked and evil. That's the truth. Your nature is wicked. And you only got 6,000 or 2,000, 3,500 more. You're about to be destroyed. You was made to be destroyed. That's what the prophet tells them. They don't want to hear that. So they take their anger out on the prophet. They kill him. Jesus come to him. He the last one who was sent to him. They hate him the most. Like this our last chance, y'all. He the last one. So we really got to do it big with this one. And that's just like a narc. They hate Jesus the most, but they make you think they love him. It's a narc nigga. Narc niggas praise you, but they hate you. Narc nigga do all he can to be your friend, try to be nice. A narc nigga is the one, if you sweating, he'll bring you a cold glass of water that he done spit in it. That's the narc nigga. That's why you got to be careful when you hear niggas praising you. Sometimes it's sincere. I don't want to make you suspicious like the man. We ain't suspicious. But we always on guard.
Yes, sir.
The one that's praising you the most could be the one that hates you the most. It could be your husband. It could be your wife. It could be your children. Messengers say your nearest of kin.
That's right.
When the messenger told us about Cain and Abel, he talked about how Cain, Allah didn't accept him like he accepted Abel. Cain couldn't praise Abel. He was the kind of narc, I just want to kill this nigga. He wasn't such a good narc. Some narcs will pretend like, oh, you do, look how Allah blessing you. Look how good, I know Allah proud of you. You doing such a good job. No, that's what a narc will do. But they set you up ultimately to do what Cain did to Abel. The messenger told us that Abraham or Adam represents the white race. Because the no good nigga bitch will make you think that all the stories in the Bible is going chronologically in order. No, they're not. These are just stories in the Bible. Because if you look at Jesus the way he talked to the Jews, he told them that all the righteous blood shed upon earth, from righteous Abel to Zechariah. Now, if we was to believe these stories is going in chronological, how can he tell the Jew or Israelite that from Abel to Zechariah, when there wasn't no Israelites, if we looking at it in chronology, there wasn't no Israelites around during Abel's time. But these is just stories. Jacob was Adam, the messenger said. Sometimes in the Bible, when it talks about Adam, it's talking about Yaqub. Sometimes it's talking about the white race. That's how it goes. Yeah. Messenger said, when it says in God said, let us make man, that's Yaqub. The same Jacob that wrestled with that, that's the story told in another way. Yes. Jacob was wrestling with the angels when he said, let us make man. Because the black man ruled the earth. Yes. In the Holy Quran, chapter 2, verse 30. The angels asked Jacob, what will you make? Then that which will cause blood or cause mischief and shed blood. Yes, sir. That was Jacob wrestling with the angel. Because the black man already ruled. This was our earth. We was living in peace. We was Muslims. We was submitting our will to do the will of Allah. So in the Holy Quran, chapter 2, verse 30, the black man. But it says the angels. That's the black man. Yes. In Genesis, where it talks about he wrestled with the angel, that's the black man. Because when Jacob was talking to, it said, let us, that's the black man. Yes. The man that they would make would be the white man. The white man was in the garden. But it's a story. It's a story about Cain and Abel. Because it says righteous Abel. So when we look at Adam, it ain't just saying he was the white race and then Adam had Cain and Abel. No, it's a story. Yes. So in this situation, Abel represents the righteous. Yes. Cain represents the wicked. That's right, bro. Cain killed Abel because Allah favored Abel over Cain. That's the black man. Allah favored the black man over the white man. So he hates us. He want to kill us because God loves us. Yes. So Jesus said, all the righteous blood from Abel down to Zechariah is on the Jew. Because Jesus is just a story. That ain't what Jesus really said. The white man put Jesus into a story. Because Jesus was talking to Lazarus. Lazarus represents the black man. Mary and Martha saw the condition of Lazarus and was crying. Our brother is dead. Jesus came and was crying. He saw the condition of Lazarus. Was in the grave for 4 days. That's the black man. Yes. We was enslaved to the white man for 400 years. So the messenger said that Lazarus had on grave clothes. He said Lazarus wasn't physically dead. He was mentally dead. Yes. Because when Jesus talked to Lazarus, it said he took the napkin off his eyes. That's all he had over his eyes was just a napkin. That's the black man. The white man got a napkin over our eyes. Yes. Messenger had in the Muhammad speaks, he had it as a blindfold. So a napkin and a blindfold is the same thing. Right. We can't see. He said we had grave clothes on. It says our hands and our feet was bound. So that's saying that the black man with the napkin over his eyes, he robbed of the knowledge of self. Right. He can't see himself and he can't see the devil. Because he robbed of a knowledge of self. His hands and his feet is bound. So he depend on another people. Can't do nothing for himself. He walking around like they do in prison. They tell you when to get up, tell you when you can eat, tell you when you can do this, tell you if you can go outside, put you in solitary. That's the black man. But Jesus said, get up, Lazarus. Pick up your bed and walk. That wasn't Jesus of 2000. That was Master Farad Muhammad. Yes, sir. He came to Black Bottom, Detroit. He chose a messenger. He told the black man, get your bed and walk. Yes. He taught the messenger how to teach us how to do for self. Another thing about Jesus. It said Jesus was crucified. The Holy Quran said Jesus was not crucified. The messenger said Jesus was not crucified. He taught us what the crucifixion meant. He said Jesus was nailed to the cross. The cross is Christianity. The black man is nailed to the cross. The white man said they put a crown of thorns on his head. The black man got a crown of thorns on our head. That means we robbed of a knowledge of self. That's what the messenger said. He said when he cried out, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? That's the black man here in America. Feeling like God forsaken us. But God caused Jesus to be resurrected. God didn't forsake him. God put Jesus, quote unquote, he died, then he resurrected. That's what the messenger taught. The messenger told us about Job. That ain't talking about a real person, that's talking about the black man. The messengers say we are Job-like people. We have a nature to submit to the will of Allah. Job didn't know what Allah was doing. He didn't know why Allah was persecuting. But he said, yea, though ye slay me, yet would I trust. That's the black man. Whatever religion we in, we practice it 10 times better than the white man ever did. Because we believe it from the heart. Because we righteous by nature. So if we are Christian, we the best Christian. Even though Christians crazy. The black man is a better Christian than the white man.
That's right.
You tell the black man, God wants you to turn a nigga, turn the other cheek.
Yes.
White man ain't turning nothing. You tell the black man, bless those who despitefully use you. He'll give the white man all he got. Reason why the black man won't do his brother like that, because he was taught to hate him. He was taught to hate black. The black man don't do that just because we weak. No, we was taught to hate black. But what we think is godly, we'll do all we can for. When Master Farah Muhammad came, made us Muslims, he said, fight with those who fight with you. Messengers say Allah came to get us off our knees. So when we believe that, you had black men going to the police station to fight police because we better Muslims than them Arabs could dream of being.
Yes.
Master Farah Muhammad gave the messenger a restrictive law. No drinking, no smoking, no fornicating, no lying. Taught it to the black man. Overnight, messenger got hundreds of thousands of followers, clean cut, courteous and polite. Ex-drug dealers, ex-pimps, ex-murderers, ex-everything, ex-prostitutes. That's because God came.
Yes.
And let's get back to these 4 judgments. Because the one thing I'm going to just skip on through. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us that is 4 great judgments of Allah that's on the white man. One of these judgments we saw with this flood. They said that this flood rose 26 feet in 45 minutes. That's one of the judgments of Allah. Let's read, what are the 4 great judgments of Allah? This comes from the January 8th, 1973, Muhammad speaks. I believe that's 73. If it ain't 73, we'll correct it in the video. But I believe that say 73. It says, America surrounded with the judgments of Allah. This the message. He says the four great judgments that Almighty Allah is bringing upon America are rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes. Those are the four great judgments that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us that Allah, not a spook, not a spirit, but Master Farad Muhammad is bringing down on America. How did he teach us this? Because not only did he just tell us that these is four great judgments, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad had to kill the spook. He couldn't just tell us that, oh, it's four great rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes, because we believe in a spook. So to kill the spook, Master Farad Muhammad gave us lessons. Lesson number 2, question and answer number 8. It says, what makes rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes? Because before Master Farad Muhammad came, we was robbed of a knowledge of self. We didn't know the black man was God. We didn't know man was God. We thought everything happened in Shazam.
Yes, yes.
When a flood happened, we think that's just Shazam.
Yes, sir.
Because when the messenger taught us about the judge, this comes from the June 29, 1957 Pittsburgh Carrier. He said, America is now under divine plagues. One will come after the other until she is destroyed. Allah has said it. So all the way from the 30s all the way up to today, they happen one after another. When the messenger taught us about the moon, he said that the moon could be brought back to the earth. But he said it has to be brought back in degrees. Little by little, in the form of dust.
Yes.
That's how everything happens.
Yes.
Little by little. Whenever you're successful, it happens little by little. That's how come when you lose it and blow it, and you fall back on your face, you look and see how high you were. You ain't even know it, because it just happened little by little. You will be this much higher than you was yesterday, but it's just been happening so small that you think, man, I'm doing all this. Ain't nothing happening. Until you mess around and blow it. Then you fall all the way down on the ground and you look like I was way up there. That's how Allah do us. It's little by little. So if you don't trust in Allah, if you think it's you get impatient. You start getting frustrated. Then you turn your back on Allah. Then you become 10 times worse. Then the messenger say you grieve. Because then you begin to see all them little accomplishments you made and how high you were little by little. But you didn't see it. Because it's taken so much time, so much little efforts over the years that you don't even realize how good you're doing until you fall off. Then you can see it then. Now you grieving and regret. Now you don't want nobody to follow the message. You hate them now. You hate Allah. That's what happens to hypocrites. Farrakhan didn't see how great he was till he turned hypocrite. Neither did Malcolm. You don't see how much the people love. How much the people look up to. Just for being a follower of the message.
Right.
You don't think you doing nothing. You look and see all this progress happening like, man, what's going on? Why it ain't happening yet? But then you fall off. Then you getting grieving. Then you in the lowest depths of the flame. Then you hate the messenger. Because the messenger said, all that you did not don't even count for nothing.
That's right.
Then you see all you did in Islam, how great you could have been, now you grieving. But let's get into these 4 judgments of Allah. So the messenger says, what makes rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes? Then he explains it to us. Then it says, why does the devil teach the 85% that a mystery God brings all this? It says to conceal the true God, which is the Son of Man. Who is the Son of Man? Master Farad Muhammad.
That's right.
He the Son of Man. White man knew he was coming. Just didn't know when. So to conceal the Son of Man, they teach us a spook do all this. The white man know how to manipulate the weather. He know how to do all the things that we waiting on a spook to do. We waiting on a spook to get to heaven. Black man, the white man living in heaven now. Yes. Even though his world falling, he's still building his heaven. Like, hey, it ain't over yet. Yeah. We still got a few more days. White man gonna party till the end. That's right. But we waiting on a spook to get heaven. Messenger had to come and tell us heaven is not a special place. It's a condition of life. But they teach us all this spook is to conceal the true and living God, which is the Son of Man. He says, why do the devils teach the 85% that a mystery God brings all this? To conceal the true God, which is the Son of Man, and make slaves out of 85% by keeping them worshiping something he knows they cannot see, invisible. And he lives and make himself rich off from their labor. The 85% knows that it rains, hail, snows, also hears it thunder above his head, but they do not try to learn who it is that causes all this to happen by letting the 5% teach them. He believes in the 10% on face value. This Master Farad Muhammad teaching us about that 4 great judgments. It don't happen because of a spook. It happens because of a true and living God. Then the next question is, who is that mystery God? It says there is not a mystery God. The Son of Man has searched for that mystery God for trillions of years and was unable to find a mystery God. So they have agreed that the only God is the Son of Man. So they lose no time searching for that does not exist. The black man, for trillions of years, believed in a spook. Messenger said that the true knowledge of God was always kept a secret by 12 men. And it passed on from father to son. So for trillions of years, the black man didn't know who God was. But the black man, being such a scientist, such a wise man, he was looking for him. Let's go find this spook. So for trillions of years, they're looking for the spook like, man, we ain't found this spook yet. So it say they ain't losing no more time looking for the spook. It says there is not a mystery God. The Son of Man has searched for that mystery God for trillions of years and was unable to find a mystery God. So they have agreed that the only God is the Son of Man. So they lose no time searching for that does not exist. Master Farad Muhammad, we ain't wasting no more time with the spookies. We know that when this flood happened, Master Farad Muhammad caused it to happen. Then it goes on to say, will you sit at home and wait for that mystery God to bring you food? Emphatically no. Me and my people who have been lost from home for 379 years have tried this so-called mystery God for bread, clothing, and a home. And we received nothing but hard times, hunger, naked and out of doors. Also was beaten, killed by the ones who advocated that kind of a God, and no relief came to us until the Son of Man came to our aid by the name of our prophet W.D. Farad. So the Master Farad Muhammad is teaching ain't no spook. They've been searching for the spook. You can keep searching if you want to, but you got an option. True and living God or the spook. It's up to you. We won't force you. But will you sit at home and wait for that mystery God to bring you food? Emphatically no. Even those of us who, when we believed in a spook, we still got a job. Right. No matter how much you love Jesus, you getting a job. You going to college. Because ain't nobody going to sit at home and wait for that mystery God to bring you food. Right. That's the intelligence that we do have. Right. We ain't that dumb. We dumb. But nobody's that dumb. No matter how much you believe in the spook. Everybody got enough sense to know I can't sit at home and wait for this spook. Bring me food, so I'm going to get a job. But all of the things that I achieve, I'm going to give credit to the spook. Just like when we believe in Santa Claus. Mom and Daddy brought you the presents. But you give the credit to something you don't see. That's how adults do. Yes. Children believe in Santa Claus. Grown people believe in a spook. That's right. But the Master Farah Muhammad said, well, will you sit at home and wait for the spook? Because he don't exist. Nobody does that. So it says, will you sit at home and wait for that mystery God to bring you food? Emphatically no. Me and my people have been lost from home for 379 years and have tried that so-called mystery God for bread, clothing, and a home. And we received nothing but hard times, hunger, naked, and out of doors. Also was beaten, killed by the ones who advocated that kind of God, and no relief came to us until the Son of Man came to our aid by the name of Prophet W.D. Farah. It says, tell us why the devil does not teach that. Because he desires to make slaves out of all he can so that he can rob them and live in luxury. That's the white man. Now he do make us get a job so we can work for him. But we don't realize if we would just do for self, we could build a heaven for ourselves like he got for himself. We don't never think about that. We just smart enough to get a job for our individual self so we can make a home, heaven for our individual self so we can be better than the next nigga. I got my house on the hill. This brother in Southfield, to show you niggas, they got the brother in Southfield to be twirling the gun. Me and my wife one time saw the brother. I heard his story of why he did it. I gave him some money. Because he doing it for, I forgot what purpose he said he doing it for, but he doing it for a good cause. So we pulled up. I'm like, that's the brother that was on TikTok. Like, hey man, come here, I gave him some money. So now they got the niggas in Southfield, some of them, don't like the brother being there. So one of the niggas at the town hall, he said, I pay too much money for my home in Southfield to see this man sitting up there twirling his gun on the side of the road. He said it's almost like he on Mac and B Wick. Like what that got to see? He think he better than the niggas on Mac and B Wick. That's a nigga. That's what the white man make us. You just feel like you better than, that's the only heaven a nigga gonna make for himself. To feel like he better than his brother. That's the only heaven a nigga gonna have in America. Is to get you something to make you look down on a nigga. But let's go on any further than that. It says, what brings rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes? It says they continue to teach, 85%, that all this that you see, such as rain, snow, hail, and earthquakes, comes from that mystery God that no one will be able to see until he dies. This is believed by the 85%. The 10% knows that when a man dies, that he will never come back and tell the living whether he lied or not. Because the dead is never known to return from the grave. All the history of Islam never revealed anything that no man had ever been able to come back from a physical death. But there is a chance for mental death. Because the lost found was once dead mentally and many of them revived from it. But they are not physically dead, only mentally dead. That's the white man. Yes, sir. He continued to tell us that all this you see came from a spook. But come work for me and help me build my heaven. While he manipulate the rivers. They got a thing on TikTok that talked about all of the black towns that was flooded out, now they rivers. There's a lot of them rivers in Louisiana that used to be black neighborhoods where they own and everything. But the white man flooded and now it's a river. Just go Google how many, then you go Google and talk about how many freeways was built through prosperous black neighborhoods. They talk about here in Detroit, Black Bottom, 375, was built straight through Black Bottom where Master Farah Muhammad came. That's right. But the messenger said, it's for great judgment. This the last thing I gotta continue to read. This thing about Israel. This the last point. It said Jesus' office was terminated with Israel as Jesus was not a prophet sent to convert Israel to Allah. For the conversion of Israel could not have been accomplished due to the nature in which Israel was made. In his work of trying to convert Israel to Islam, the religion of Allah, Jesus had to learn that Israel was a people made devil. Jesus learned that by nature Jesus had learned that Israel by nature was a people not made to accept the truth, and that they were murderers of the truth bearers, the prophets. Jesus denounced them as being such in these words: O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, thou that killest the prophets, and stonest them which are sent unto them. Jerusalem here does not refer to a city, it refers to a people, Israel. For Israel killed prophets in other parts of the country, other than the Jerusalem. In fact, to my knowledge, we do not have any history of Israel killing any prophets in Jerusalem, other than Jesus himself. Actually, the city Jerusalem itself did not kill the prophets. The reason we charge Israel with being the killer of the prophets is because Jerusalem was the city where the evil brains who ruled had their seat of authority. According to the word of Allah, God, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, to whom praises are due forever, and according to history, Jesus was killed in Jerusalem. So, when the verse, very important for us to know, at the end of the verse, this was what it says about Israel. It says, for they have shed the blood of the saints and the prophets. Thou hast given them their blood to drink, for they are worthy. So the messenger told us that Israel represents the whole white race. Right. The whole judgment is happening because of Israel. They murdered the prophets. And it says Allah is going to give them their blood to drink, for they are worthy. Well, brothers and sisters, we don't want to prolong the time. So I leave you as I came in the nation of Islam's greeting words of peace of Assalamu alaikum. Brothers and sisters, we rise for prayer. In the name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful, all praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the beneficent, the merciful, sole master's day of judgment in which we now live. The alone that we serve, and the alone beseech for thine help and aid. O Allah, please guide us on the right path of those upon whom thou bestow thy favors, not on the path of those upon whom thy wrath is brought down, nor those who go astray after they heard thy teachings. Say he, Allah is one God. Allah is he of whom nothing is independent, but upon whom we all depend. He begetteth not, nor is he begotten, there is none like him. And I bear witness that none is heard to be served, worship, or praise besides Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. And I bear witness that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is thy true servant and last apostle. Ameen. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us not to do anything to anyone that we wouldn't have done it to ourselves, and treat everybody right, even the devil. Assalamu alaikum.